Must be some piece of music you're listening to.
What?
It must be some piece of music you're listening to. It must be very healing. And the headphones must be microscopic. I can't even see them from here.
I was thinking that this is just not on.
What's not on?
This, what we do.
This is what we do for a living. This is how we pay our bills.
But it's such a bore. Spying on husbands, cheating on their wives. Wives cheating on their husbands. In the missing persons cases, which, I might add, by the time we end up finding the person that is missing, they almost invariably turn out to be some adult that wishes to remain missing. Therefore, we can't return the person that is missing, and the individual who put us on the case to begin with, we practically have to sue in order to be paid. I tell you, I'm sick of it.
So what do you plan on doing?
Excitement, challenge. This is the Wild West, is it not? That's why I came here. We should be working on personal property theft, kidnappings, and murder. After all, this is the capital of mayhem.
You've been watching too many movies, too much TV. You know, you should know what this business is like. You did this in England. What is that? A Porsche? Boxster? You've got an extra $53,000 laying around that I don't know about? Are you planning on parlaying that 53 grand into a single car when we have the other half of this month's lease to pay still? I mean, hey, I don't mind cutting back on sweets and cookies a little bit, but I still plan on eating 3 squares a day.
Yeah, I know. However, money is another one of our little problems.
How do you plan on solving that problem?
We should have a junior and a whole list of clients to select from. We could put the juniors of the less prestigious cases.
Don't forget a secretary, a leggy blonde, though an aptly efficient one.
Leggy blonde.
An aptly efficient leggy blonde. Oh, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Martin Levy. I represent my employer, the Great Western Baked Products Company, over on DeMar Street.
I've heard of it.
Perhaps you heard we were robbed about 10 days ago.
I heard that too.
And the police?
Naturally, they're working on it.
But let me guess, they're not getting anywhere, are they?
That's it.
So what can we do?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we get you something? Coffee?
Actually, I'm leaving, but whatever your conditions and fees are, my employer is prepared to be quite generous. And he would like to meet you at this restaurant.
Swanky. Are you sure, both of us?
Shall we say about 7 o'clock?
This place isn't cheap.
As I said, expense is not an issue. Good day.
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
There you go, just what you wanted. Your wish came true.
Yeah. Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
Because you're nuts. This is the real thing. Robbery, lots of money taken, drama, all the excitement you wanted. Of course, we'll have to maneuver around the police. Oh, and wear something nice. This place is pretty upscale. Nice place, isn't it?
Yes, very nice.
You know, I think this is going to represent a turnaround in our fortunes.
But I can't help feeling that fellow Levy. I know that I've seen him somewhere before.
Well, it's too bad he's not going to make it tonight, or you'd be able to verify that.
Yeah.
There he is. There's that, the other guy.
You think so?
I think that's him.
Here you are.
Gentlemen.
I'm Brandon Chadwick.
Charles East.
The wine taste, if you will.
Thank you. They have them below.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Waiter, waitress,
Yes. What
bottle
can I
below.
give you? Sure.
Thank you.
Is that it?
That's great. So,
I've heard about it. I haven't had it before.
and your name is?
I'm East.
And he's?
Chadwick.
Chadwick.
Yes.
Sounds like an intersection.
Yeah, I guess it does.
I guess it does.
You are, gentlemen?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Personal favorite of mine. I think you'd like it.
So, Mr. Torino, Joe, if I may call you. So we understand that you suffer the circumstance of an armed robbery.
Son of a gun, yes. Bold thing it was too. 4 guys with shotguns and masks.
What kind of masks?
Oh, those kids' Halloween masks with rubber bands on.
What precisely was taken?
Last count it was $321,461 in cash.
There's a discrepancy then, because I read an article on the web, and it stated it was $157,500. Can you clarify that?
You see, we have some investors, solid partners. Well, I'm prepared to level with you. Those partners, they're solid extents. They report on their taxes. They invest in our company. In cash, we guarantee a return on the investment. Now, this is working off the books. I admit not strictly legal, but we really need that money right now.
I see.
This is the room. And this is a safe.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Joe.
So I see you're getting right to it. Good. In fact, apart from the checks your firm will be receiving, we'll be receiving a little extra. You'll never know when a little extra may come in handy. Gentlemen, or gentlemen. And also, we'll smoke these in celebration at the conclusion of the case. Now that's $5,000 each.
Thank you. Certainly use this.
A little personal incentive beyond the general terms that we agreed upon during dinner last night.
Yes, you should prove very useful. Thanks.
Of course, I expect a certain value for my money.
How many people in total knew this was here?
Martin, myself, my personal secretary, and Brian Folger, the chief of sales.
And Folger's not here. He's on vacation.
Oh?
Him and his wife went to Hawaii for 2 weeks. Left 2 days before the robbery.
Which was Wednesday.
Yes.
Bronson and Tabor.
The best. If it weren't for our cooperation, they would have had a hell of a time getting it open.
Quite.
So they left in a white van,
Yes,
which they found 3 blocks away.
yes, yes. Stolen vehicle, no fingerprints.
We'll obtain, of course, the DMV information on this vehicle.
Well, gentlemen, the police have done as much. I hope you're not intending to trace their steps and expect us to pay for it.
No. No. We have much more latitude in our investigation than they do.
I hope so, because at $530 per day plus expenses, that is what we agreed upon at the end of our dinner yesterday. It's quite a chunk of change.
Well, these investigations always start out so when we're initially stitching the pieces together. But in the end, they're drawn to a speedy conclusion.
How speedy is speedy?
Well, it ultimately depends on how clever our perpetrators are, but I think we've seen enough here today.
It's certainly obvious this was an inside job.
Either that or someone on the inside tipped someone on the outside.
Which amounts to the same thing. So you still think you've seen them somewhere before?
Yes, I'm sure of it now. I just can't remember where from.
Maybe you saw them when you were out shopping or something.
No, it's Levy. And it's something mass media. I just can't remember. Bingo. Take a look at this.
What is it? That's him, all right.
Read it.
Mo Casero in court again. A frenzy of press reporters and photographers surround alleged mafia captain Mo Casero as he emerges from Los Angeles Superior Court. Drop his prospective investigation. Construction company. Casero himself sits on the board, flanked by business manager Martin Levy. Well, I remember the case. I just didn't remember Levy. Perhaps you saw him in these photographs or followed the case, and then here he is in the flesh.
Bingo.
So Levy's a business manager?
For Joseph Torino.
And Torino's?
A mafia file. What the hell have we gotten ourselves into? Do you realize that this man wants results? That he wants us to provide him with complicity in some act of revenge?
Remain calm. I'm sure we can figure our way out of this.
Remain calm? Oh yes, you're right. We do have choices.
Well, there you go.
We're either going to prison, or we're going to be dead.
You keep doing this, and it's not going to work anymore. You understand? This is a $90,000 freezer. You can only write this off every 2 or 3 years. He did this 10 months ago. You want to pull the IRS into this? You want to do that, I'm not going to be part of it. My company's not going to be part of it. I'm out of here.
Perhaps I'm talking to the wrong man.
No, you're talking to the correct man.
Your other guy is Stryker.
No, Stryker? You know, he was one of the underlings. I'm the boss. It's my company. He may have been a weak man, but I'm not going to let you drag my company down. And these conveyor belts, these conveyor units, there's nothing wrong with them. My technicians have already looked at them. You want me out here? Middle of nowhere? You bastard. So that's why you didn't want me to tell anyone where I was. So you'd leave me in the middle of nowhere. That's the way it's gonna be, bastard.
Where the hell are you going?
You remember, we both agreed that if this was going to happen this way, we can't be seen together.
Okay, I'm going. I'm going.
How can you eat at a time like this?
Fueling up for action. It's Folger. Folger's the key to this whole thing.
So you think so too?
I'll bet my life on it.
Starting to enjoy this, are you?
How you doing? Detective Sergeant Sergio Esteban, LAPD.
How are you doing?
Good. Mr. East?
Chadwick.
I'm East.
Okay. Are you guys employed at ENC Private Investigations?
We are ENC Private Investigations. East and Chadwick. ENC.
Okay. So this is it. Captain Field of the LAPD, my boss. He sent me to find out how you guys are associated with Joseph Torino.
Torino?
Come on, guys, let's focus. All right, I know I'm 26 years old, all right? But I'm a professional. I'm an educated officer, all right? A professional.
All right. We are employed by the Great Western Bake Products on that robbery thing. And the man that hired us specifically was Torino.
So if I were to ask what it is that you found so far, you'd say?
Confidential.
Perhaps you'd like to direct all of your answers to the local FBI office. They've been on my ass since the day of the robbery. In fact, since before the day of the robbery. But I don't suppose you know anything about that, would you? I thought not. So why would you be working on a case that the police department is already working on?
Apparently they found the police a tad inefficient, so they decided to hire us.
Cute. That's real cute. All right, this is enough. But I will be seeing you guys around, all right? You can count on it.
Now we're getting it from both ends.
Oh, you wanted excitement.
Hello, Mr. Chadwick is here.
Thank you. Send him right in. Good afternoon, Mr. Chadwick.
Good afternoon.
Please come in, have a seat.
Oh, thank you.
How can I help you today? As you know, I wasn't present during the whole incident. when I took my Hawaiian trip, I was hoping to get away from it all. And how true that turned out to be.
Yes. Martin Joe told my partner and I that the robbers did not speak, but seemed to know where the safe was.
Yeah? Interesting that they even happened to be there.
How do you mean?
Joe and Martin, they're in the office 2-3 days a month, tops.
Oh. So, how long have you known Martin and Joe?
About 1.5 years.
You've been here a year and a half.
No, I've been here 3 years, before they were here.
Oh, I see. So,
I just remembered I have an appointment I have to be at right now, and I'm gonna have to leave. I'm gonna have to call you. Can I get your card?
Yes. Now, you will call.
Yes, definitely.
Well, okay. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
It's sort of strange.
How so?
This guy Bozier, he's a younger fellow, about 25 and 26. Well, he greeted me openly, and we talked for a little while. And then suddenly he says he has to attend to some forgotten previous engagement, and he excuses himself.
Well, you do have a curious effect on people.
Well, I gave him a card, and he said he'll call. What's that?
That is a list of bank accounts, account holders, and account numbers, all through the Hawaiian Islands.
Where did you get it?
On here.
That was in there, available to anyone.
Not anyone, only anyone who hacked into the system.
You're dangerous, you know that?
I know.
Good grief, you are dangerous. Where did you learn to do this?
I had an old friend who was a Nigerian scam artist.
Perhaps we should have him working with us.
Well, while he might provide us with a few moments of usefulness, unfortunately for us, he currently resides in a British prison. I need to get the balances now.
You can do that?
I'm going to try. East and Chadwick. This is East. You want Chadwick? It's for you.
Hello? Yes. Yes. Hold on. All right. Over there. Okay, my partner's coming as well. Yep, all right. We'll see you there. Exposure. Wants to meet us some bar by the airport tonight. The Chestnut Bar and Grill at 6:30. Well, Brian, I hope you're able to take care of that earlier business.
All right, say, can we sit at a table? Let's sit at a table.
Oh, this is my partner, Charles East.
Glad to meet you.
How you doing? Yeah, earlier that was a bit of a ruse. I couldn't talk to you at the bakery.
You wouldn't happen to have some personal insight into this matter, would you? We do have some fine investigative tools at our disposal, but a good interview now and again can really set us right for finding our bearings.
You know what I just realized? You like English.
Yes. And this robbery matter. Have you heard anything or know anything?
I don't know anything.
Well, Brian, you called us out here. We thought that perhaps you had something to share with us.
I just wanted you guys to know just who and what you're getting yourselves involved with.
Hi, good evening. Can I get you guys something to drink?
Sure, I'll have a Soro regular in a glass.
And I'll have a snifter of apricot brandy.
And you, sir, would you like a refill?
Yeah, I'll have the Rumpelminz lager.
Okay, I'll be right back.
When I came to the company, I was 22 years old. I had just gotten out of college and, you know, I just started going back again at nights, working on my MBA.
Congratulations.
Thanks. When I got there, the owners, Frank Corwin and Paul Boswell, took a liking to me. You know, I just got out of college and knew all the latest things from school, and they could see that I was an asset. So the old sales rep retired, and I moved right on in. And, well, unfortunately, Frank had a gambling habit, you know. Cards, horses, basketball, football, anything, you know. And the business provided him with a healthy income. So, as the business grew, well, unfortunately, so did his gambling habits.
So these other guys were the original owners.
That's right. Now, I knew Frank gambled, you know. We all put in those little basketball game pools at work, but apparently he was making, like, big bets to bookies. Now, I was never told this, but I, heard murmurings of it. And Frank and Paul, they were good friends, so every now and then I would see them talking, like these real serious tones, and, I never knew what they were talking about, but then you would hear a little bit of their conversation about Paul asking Frank, to seek counseling before it ruined his marriage. And I started worrying. I'm thinking maybe he's an alcoholic or something. I had no idea he was gambling. But then I didn't know anything about the big bets that he was making. But Frank, he used to throw these big parties, at his house. And then all of a sudden, he and his wife Lindsay, they up and moved. So I'm thinking, okay, this house that they're moving into, it's gotta be bigger than the White House. So, I get a little curious, and one day I see the address on a magazine he brought to work. So I get a little more curious, and I go down there. And I see this house, and I'm thinking, it's nice, at least to my standards, but it's decidedly modest. And so I start worrying about the company. Even though I can attest for the fact that our sales were good. And then I just put two and two together, and I realized that Frank's house problem is his alone. Paul didn't have to change his address. So, man, it was very sad.
And then what?
Well, the rest is unclear. It seems that somehow, loan shark. I think that these guys, Torino and Levy, Joe Torino and Martin Levy. Well, you see, Levy worked for Torino, and before they got to the company. And Torino, well, he's a family man, and I'm not talking wife and kids.
So we've heard.
Yeah.
From a pretty reliable source.
Well, then after a while, these ugly-looking ape-type guys, they come around, they're eyeing the place, talking to Frank. And these guys are like the quintessential cinematic street corner loan shark.
How many of them were there?
2. Always the same 2.
Can you arrange for us to talk to Frank and Paul?
Not a chance. See, Frank died a broken man. Heart attack. His poor wife, Lindsay, you know. Paul and Sarah, they moved up to a big house in Big Bear Lake.
He wouldn't want to tell us anything.
No, look, I told you. No. You gotta understand, he's trying to get away from all this.
All right.
But I mean, especially with like the police and the FBI involved.
So the FBI are involved?
Well, yes. Well, see, they didn't question me, but they're talking to Torino and Levy and the VP and his secretary, both of whom have been with the company for years.
Well, we're still not understanding the role that Torino and Levy are playing by being in the facility.
Well, nearest I can tell, Frank, and then the company itself, they were making payoffs to these sharks, you know, and maybe at some point, Frank and then Paul just couldn't handle it, and these mob guys just moved in order to make sure the interest was paid up.
It all makes sense.
Let me tell you.
Okay, guys, let's see. We have 1 Sorrel regular in a glass.
Thank you.
1 brandy.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. And 1 Sorrel regular. Oh, excuse me. That's 1 Rumpelmintz lager. Excuse me. Okay, anything else?
We're good.
Okay.
The next thing I know, it's announced to all the managers and then eventually to the company that this guy Torino is the new owner. That Paul and Frank are both retiring. Both of them. What a load of crap. I mean, we didn't even have time to have a going away party. You know, there was some toast thrown together at a restaurant.
So Torino muscled his way in.
Hell yes. Poor old Paul and Frank, they tried to look happy, but if you knew them like I knew them, you know they were not happy.
But you stayed.
Yes, well, I didn't know. I mean, not that Torino and Levy are what I suspect them to be now. And now I'm afraid of them. I want to leave, but I can't until I get some of my own personal finance problems. Look, what we're talking about, this isn't going to make its way into their book of knowledge, is it? I mean, we are talking in confidence, right?
No. We're working for the company in this robbery matter, but from what you've told us so far, it's been very helpful in other ways.
Yes. After all, from what we've learned, we too have reason to be concerned about these guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
I take it you slept well?
Only the quick nap that I had on the freeway on the way over here.
Well, here.
Are you feeling all right?
I didn't sleep too well either myself. I had nightmares all night that our good friend Joseph Torino had us duct taped to chairs and was using a blowtorch to interrogate us for the job he wasn't satisfied with. So, unable to work, or at least unable to sleep, I came into work. Got this done.
Well, I see you got into the accounts list. This is impressive. What's the name you have circled here as Brian Forrester? Maybe it's just an alias. Maybe. But how can we be sure?
Well, I did do one thing to begin verification.
What's that?
Assuming that Folger's involved, and the amount of money is $361,421, divide that by 5 robbers.
$64,290.60.
Precisely.
This is good. This is good.
So really, except by way of this operation, where's he going to come up with that kind of money overnight? our man Torino.
Well, kill him.
And then maybe this little nightmare I'm having of us being interrogated with blowtorches is more of a premonition.
But there are one or two points. A couple of things I just don't understand. Well, you're part Italian. Maybe you can enlighten me on one or two points on how these people operate.
Now, what does my Italian heritage have to do with this? You know, when my grandfather, great-grandfather, Emilio, came to this country over 100 years ago, did he settle in New York and become a mafioso? No. He went to the hills of East Tennessee, and he became a bootleg moonshine runner, just like every other red-blooded American.
All right. I still don't understand. I mean, I thought these people had their own detectives and handled this sort of thing internally, secretly.
They well may. But if Torino is indeed an underling with superiors to answer to who are expecting cash money, then he's going to turn in cash money. That's why he hires two outside clowns like you and I to take the fall in case things don't go well.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Good morning, ENC Private Investigation. Yes. Yes, we do. Yeah, well, excuse me for just a moment. It's a husband extramarital.
We're up to our eyeballs right now.
Right. I'm sorry, but we're rather a small firm, and our caseload is left us rather saturated at the moment. I'm going to refer you to another firm, if you don't mind, one that we're familiar with. I assure you they're quite competent. Yes, their name is Bartok Private Investigations, and they can be reached at area code 310-555-7171. Yes. Yes, yes. And once again, I'm sorry we weren't able to help you at this time. Good luck, and thank you very much. Good morning. Well, Charles, seems we're now turning away work in order to satisfy this case. Good morning, ENC Private Investigations. Well, good morning, Joe. Yes. Of course. Yeah. Within the hour. All right. Goodbye.
Well, excitement.
You're not about to let me live this down, are you?
Not in the near future.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Joe.
Morning, Joe.
Good morning. Have a seat. Well, gentlemen, time is of essence. What have you got for me?
Well, Joe, it's early days yet.
Yes, these things can take weeks.
Weeks? Look, we approach you in good faith, and you promised to deliver. That you had what it was, you said, more latitude than the police. Well, I've been talking to the police, and I don't get the impression that you guys have gotten any further along in this thing than they have.
Well, we're in the process of assimilating a variety of fine pieces, which we shall assemble, or should I say, reassemble, like a jigsaw puzzle.
What? Who are your suspects? Assembling a variety of fine pieces. That's a crap load of double talk, and you know it.
Well, we're getting there. We're getting close.
Getting close to who? I asked you who your suspects were.
So far, Joe, being honest.
Hey, don't you even think about being otherwise.
Ah, yes. Well, being honest, all we really have is 4 guys in kids' party masks. That didn't come out right. What I mean is, we don't have a specific identity, as of yet, of the individual men involved in this crime. What we have is the crime itself. You know what I mean.
The crime itself and an accumulation of a myriad of clues leading to the men as a group. It's difficult. It's difficult identifying individuals in a group job like this. Curiously, the fact that our perpetrators operate in a group makes it doubly difficult to identify individuals. And the difficulty in identifying individuals makes it difficult identifying the group, if you know what I mean.
Tell me this, are you still working this case?
Yes, we've turned away other work in order to do this case.
Yes, and ordinarily we handle 2 or 3 jobs at a time.
Very little time left, gentlemen. We're painstakingly gathering that money in preparation to hand it over to our investors. I would like to be what can be patient with you, but I can't. We're not looking for a prosecution. Well, yes, we're for that. But we really need that money before they do what they're ever going to do with it. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
48 hours. That's all I can afford to give you. After that, we don't get what we want. I will have to terminate our relation.
48 hours?
48 hours, that's all you're going to get.
I don't foresee us being able to accomplish very much in 48 hours. I mean, in 48 hours, we have to be pretty lucky to get anything that will provide closure in this case. I mean, I'm not a big betting man, but I don't think 48 hours is going to do it. What? The phone? Hello?
Is this Mr. Charles East?
Yeah, this is East.
Well, this is a representative of Mr. Joseph Torino.
Well, it's 2:30 in the frickin' morning, man.
Well, then perhaps you should be working.
Yeah? Well, I work when I goddamn feel like it, like when I'm awake.
Well, just remember, you've been paid.
But you can tell him he can take his money and... Hello? Hello? God damn it.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I'm thinking of giving up drinking coffee or tea at the beginning of the day.
Really?
Having a nice tall glass of whiskey this particular morning. Great stuff. You know, I got a call from 2 o'clock in the a.m. from one of Torino's pals. Really got my spirits going. Just like a pep rally.
You got one of those too, huh? I'm scared. But I'm also pissed.
So what will become of Folger when they find out that he was involved with the robbery? After all, they are going to find out eventually, right? Even without us.
Right. Then there'll be nowhere for him to hide. Nor us, for that matter.
So what would happen to Torino if his boss were to find out that he was involved with the robbery instead?
Now you're thinking. It might work. It just might work. If.
If what?
That is, if we can stay out of trouble long enough till the time elapses when he's due to pay his boss. Of course, it would help if we knew precisely when that time was. And you're going to have to convince Folger to fork over a significant chunk of change, because that's what we're going to need to frame Torino with.
And there's another thing in our favor. The acquisition was in the form of a large bank withdrawal in cash. Therefore, the serial numbers of some of the currency would have been logged.
All we'd have to do is tip off the police. In secret, of course.
Let's see. We have roughly 28 hours.
Call Folger on his cell phone. Get him to meet with us as soon as he leaves the bakery.
Right.
Hello, this is Charles East of ENC Private Investigations. I'd like to speak with Joseph Torino, please. Oh, will he be in at all today? You know where I can reach him? I see. We'll tell him when he does come in that we believe we're very close to a solution to this robbery case. Yes, we believe he'll be quite surprised at the outcome. That's right. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Oh, hello.
I was intent on never being seen here.
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
I had to park 2 blocks away, walked up and down the street before I finally came.
Look, why don't you have a seat? Would you like a drink?
No, thank you.
Look, we'll come quickly to the point. Now, Charles and I have gone over this whole situation. The case itself, and all the people involved in it. That we can possibly account for, that is. Now, Torino has taken to threatening us, Charles and myself. He insists that this case be put before him, solved, in 48 hours.
That's 19 hours from now.
So we've come to the conclusion that the only way to come through this with our collective skins intact is by framing Torino for the robbery. In order to accomplish this, we're going to need some of that money.
Look, I told you.
Brian.
No, I've explained
Brian.
everything. Look, man, I'm telling you.
Brian!
We know.
Yes.
How?
We have our sources in the banking industry.
You see, some of the bills, the serial numbers were logged. It was a large cash withdrawal from a bank. That's what they do.
Correct. And it's only a matter of time before Torino finds out.
You're gonna tell him?
No. No, he plays too rough for our taste. But he's going to find out anyway. That is, unless.
I see.
So you see, it would be an apparent fulfillment of our primary duty as a detective agency to have reported our findings to our contract client, the Great Western Bake Products Company.
Look, how much money are you talking about? Because, you know, most of that money went towards Frank Corin's widow. You know, I mean, that's what inspired us to do this.
10,000.
10,000
each. We'll need at least $50,000 to convince the police that the money to be found on this person represents genuine involvement, and for them to discontinue a search for the rest of the cash.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I have to talk to the other guys.
Talk to them. Now. We're running out of time on this, and you're not going to be able to contact us here after this. Call me at this number on my cell phone.
Well, where do I contact you then?
The bar. That bar by the airport. Does Torino know about it?
No.
Let me take care of it then. Just get the money, meet me at the bar. Remember, you're in grave danger. This needs to be done immediately. Bring $50,000 to cash. 50,000, you understand?
Yes.
All right.
What took you so long to call?
I had to find everybody. Everybody I could, that is.
All right. Good.
It's 38. I can only find 3 guys.
All right, all right. It'll have to do. All right, go to work normally tomorrow, and leave the rest to us.
Gloves?
Already?
Yes. I want to leave no trace of an accident. You know, I don't want to have to go through this again. Smudging 3,000 fingerprints on 3,000 banknotes, making sure that each note is in fact smudged. It's not my idea of fun, especially with the time pressure hanging over us.
I just hope there are no dogs on the premises.
Doubtful. Let's roll.
Good, it's even darker over here.
Yeah, as long as there's no police.
At least the Torinos aren't here.
Should I work the lock?
Yeah, you think you can do it?
It looks like it's still locked.
Burglar alarm.
Burglar alarm? As long as there's not a private security force, the police we can outrun. I think I've got it. careful not to rip it.
Can we go now?
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Yes. Hello? Violent assault division, please. No, detectives, please. This is an established case. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Hello? Yeah, that's right. No. I don't know the case number. It's about a robbery that took place at the Great Western Baked Products Company in Gardena, I think that is. Sure. Hello? Yeah, I'd like to speak to a detective, please. X. Mr. X. Yeah, that's my name. Look here, the punk bastard Torino. Joe Torino. After all I did for that bastard, I robbed the place. The bakery. Great Western. Yeah, I did it. We did the job for him. What do you think, I'm gonna give you names? Torino! There's a name for you. Ask the frickin' FBI. The money. He was supposed to give me my cut. The money. He said he had it in his house. In fact, I know it's in there somewhere. I went over there to find it. What? Damn right that was me. Yeah, well, I didn't have time to hang around, pal. We set the burglar alarm off. It was silent, but I knew he had one. Anyway, since it seems I'm not gonna get what I want, well, you just tell your detectives, or the FBI, or whoever it is working this thing, that the money, some of it anyway, is in Torino's place. This house, I mean. It's in there somewhere. Somewhere. Goodbye.
I take it you made sure that you weren't followed.
Absolutely. I have a little technique down. I drive around very slowly for a while, and then I gun it whenever I see a car that's remotely suspicious to see if they'll follow me.
Just waiting.
Might as well get used to it. It's only just begun.
Well, for money, we still have the cash that Torino gave us.
Yeah, for now.
You don't suppose he can tap into our bank accounts, do you?
No, I don't think so. Not our personal accounts, anyway. I made sure of that a long time ago. Remember, I'm an ex-wife. However, our business account, we should probably take care of that. And I think we can do that from a phone booth.
I guess this one's on me. I'll make the call. Oh, I forgot. I'll have to borrow your car. I left mine in a weekly car park, which I suggest you do from now on as well. After all, we did go to the trouble of using false ID to get this place.
Yeah. Well, hey, give the police another boost while you're at it. I don't want them getting lazy on us. And while you're out there, wait a couple hours and do something about that accent, for God's sake.
Okay. In that case, I'll be out there for a while. I'll bring something back. What would you like to eat?
You know what I like.
In that case, I better take this to keep the grease from causing your paper bags from falling apart.
I see you still have your sense of humor. Don't forget, plenty of ketchup.
Of course.
Yeah,
I'm going to get a newspaper.
be careful.
All right.
That was quick.
The paper was near our room. I knew it's a little early to expect anything, but here it is. Let's see what we can find. Nothing.
Yep, too early. Breakfast. By the way, where did you put my car?
A couple of blocks to the north, and then round to the left of the. I'll show you. I'll show you where it was anyway. I
What?
left it in a towaway zone, which under the circumstances I think it shouldn't hurt us.
Yeah, right. You put my car in the towaway zone. You better hope not. Or you're going to be hiding in another hotel. Remember, I'm armed.
I got the paper.
Good. Wait a minute, I may have found something. Two men, Joseph Torino, president of the Great Western Bakes Product Company, along with Martin Levy, an attorney employed with Great Western, have been found murdered just outside of Torino's home in Palos Verdes Estates. This is a final twist in a bizarre set of seemingly related circumstances, which began apparently in early February when the Great Western Baked Products facility in Gardena was robbed at gunpoint by 4 armed men. Subsequent to this, a great deal of cash money identified by LAPD as containing currency with serial numbers in the kind with that which was stolen during the Great Western Robbery was located hidden in Mr. Torino's home. LAPD Detective Captain Darren Field explained that such a warrant was issued on Torino's home after several anonymous telephone tips were called into his department by a couple of individuals claiming to be participants in the Great Western Robbery. This, along with pressure borne by the FBI concerning an ongoing investigation initiated by its federal field office into what was believed to be mob activity. When contacted about this, FBI field office spokesperson Serena Whitfield explained that she was not prepared to comment at this time.
Well, Charles, I would say that those are the words of freedom for us, and the official end to our involvement in this case.
I would say those words are right on the money.
I think I left mine in the office somewhere.
That's too bad.